Life is worth celebrating, and that's what I'm going to do today. This is Sue with My Step Ahead, and it's my birthday, and I want to share it with you. Each step along the way today, I'll share with you a little nugget from things I've learned in life, and I want you to be sure to stay till the end, because the very last thing I'm going to share is the most important lesson I've learned, and I don't want you to miss it. So come on along for the ride. So the birthday tour of free food continues. So I had my first stop at Denny's, had a great breakfast there. So the first tip, the first knowledge, insight, lesson that I have learned in life I want to pass on to you is make time for yourself. Prioritize yourself. Just going to breakfast today was fun. And I came back to the house and had just finished my appointment with my counselor. Now I'm going to the chiropractor before I go to my next stop. All in that, I am prioritizing myself, because if you don't prioritize yourself, no one else will. Everyone else takes their lead from you. So when people take their lead from you, they're following in your footsteps. They're following the example you are setting. You prioritizing yourself gives others permission and courage to prioritize themselves. That's the first thing I want to share with you on this birthday tour, is that one of the life lessons I've learned is make yourself a priority, because if you don't, others won't. This is Sue stopping in from my second stop with next life lesson I want to share with you. And it's what I'm practicing right now. Don't be in a hurry. I've been here at Panera for the last few hours, and I'll be here for a couple more. And I'm enjoying just a chance to take a break. But there's 2 points to this. The first is that don't be in a hurry for what you want to do. Don't miss the journey for the destination. Sometimes we get caught up in wanting to get where we want to go, and we miss the adventure in the getting there. So don't be in a hurry in life or in things that you're doing. And the second part of this happened when I was inside Panera. Somebody in line saw this sweatshirt and asked what the Dare to Believe movement was about. And I had a few minutes where I could share with her what it's about and challenging people on how they answered the question, do you believe that you matter? And as you've heard on this channel, until you can answer that question in a positive bedrock way, permanent life change cannot and will not happen. There was an opportunity to share that with her, share a little bit of the heart behind it. I mentioned I was a speaker, and she said, "You're a speaker?" And I said, "Yeah, let me give you a business card." So she has a business card of mine. Who knows what is going to happen? But I wasn't in a hurry in line, and wasn't in a hurry to try to explain everything to her. And I'm not in a hurry today. I'm just enjoying the time. So that's life tip number 2. Don't be in a hurry. All right, so it's almost time for the next stop. I stayed at Panera about 4 hours. So when I said earlier, don't be in a hurry, that means don't be in a hurry for yourself. It also means don't be in a hurry for things to happen. So really enjoyed that. And my next life tip is have a plan B. Have a backup plan. My brother and I were going to go to a restaurant actually right next to Panera's until we discovered that it closed. Your next life tip, always have a backup plan. So the adventure is done for the day. And the last tip, the one that I said was the most important, is this. If there is anything that you have seen in me, in my videos, in my speaking, my writing, you've met me, whatever, and it makes you wonder as you hear my healing journey, how did she do that? I don't know that I could do that. I don't know that I could be able to face that stuff in my life. I want you to know the tip is the secret, is the strength that has allowed any of that to happen. And it is Christ in me, the hope of glory. The biggest tip I have for you for life is get to know Jesus personally, not religion, not what somebody else tells you Jesus or God is. Get to know him yourself. Ask questions. Read the Bible, yes. Ask questions. Do the research. Google it. Go on your own quest to see how accurate this thing called the Bible actually is. And when you do that, your conclusion will be that Jesus is real. And if Jesus is real, more like, and since Jesus is real, then I need to make a decision. Is he going to control my life? Am I going to let him lead my life? Or am I going to stay on the throne? Because that is the ultimate decision. And that is the ultimate choice that every person has to make. Here's the thing. You can only make that choice on this side. Once you die, it is too late. Once you die, you will meet God. And at that point in time, it's going to be either I knew you or I didn't. There is no purgatory. There is no let me be good enough to get to heaven. You aren't. I'm not. The only way that I have made it this far and not ended my own life, to be quite frank, is Christ in me, the hope of glory. That nagging optimism that would not let me go. That something was saying it was going to be okay, and it was my relationship with Christ. You've heard me speak many times. It doesn't mean it's a bed of roses. It doesn't mean I don't struggle. It doesn't mean I'm not going to have more challenges coming my way in the future. What it means is that I have a sure hope and a faith and a peace that cannot be, that I'm not going to understand, that I do not understand. There is a peace that passes understanding, and that is Christ. And my biggest life tip for you is allow yourself to be curious about Christ and see what conclusion you come up with when you take away the emotion, when you take away the preconceived notions, when you take away what everybody else has said and make your own decision.